Money is just money at the end of the day. Money comes in, money comes out. You can also lose money, I don't know, because of a fire and you didn't have the proper insurance or whatever. Like, even if now there is a turnover, my company is still in danger, kind of. Should I give up? Because it's too hard, it's too much for one person. But then again, there is always something that happens every day that tells me, no, don't. I reach a so nice positioning that people are like thinking that there are 10 people behind. To stop would be very frustrating.
5 years ago, Floriane started her circular fashion business in Berlin. As a French expat who couldn't even speak German, she was almost starting from scratch. Fast forward 5 years. Her brand Co-Dressing has been featured on German local TV, collaborated with a Netflix series, and even received its first order from outside Europe. But behind those highlights, there's another story. The reality of being a solo founder, the pressure, the uncertainty, and the question many entrepreneurs eventually face. Do I keep going or change direction? In this video, we talk about what it's really like to build a business alone in Berlin and the things no one tells you before starting a business in Germany. Welcome, Floriane. Can you briefly introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Floriane. I'm 32 now, freshly, and I live in Berlin for 10 years now. I moved here at the beginning for my studies. I did my master degree here in Berlin at the Hochschule für Wirtschaft und Recht. I start to speak in German, and it was a double degree. So 1 year here, 1 year in China, in Chengdu, and now I have a business called Co-Dressing. Here you can rent or buy designer clothes and accessories, and you can also rent out or sell your own items. So it's like 100% circular.
Yeah, the first time when I came across this idea called dressing, you can rent your clothes online or in this store, like physical store. It reminded me of a very famous Chinese platform called 123 several years ago, and I used to be their member. Your idea for this business, where did this idea come from?
Because like during my master degree, we were having some courses about sustainability in business, and my parents are entrepreneurs themselves, and now they sold their company like recently, but they reached like 50 employees, and they were both doing everything, just the two of them. So I clearly saw also what entrepreneurship is, how a company starts from nothing to kind of reach the top. So I had this entrepreneurship vibe. I wrote my papers about the sharing economy, fashion industry, and so that's a bit how this idea came. So like basically, if you want to buy something because you think you are gonna wear it a lot, buy it. If you want to rent something because it's a statement piece that you want to have like for just a couple of days, rent it. And you have also like the membership system, so where you can have a box that you receive every month at home. You can change whenever you want, you can buy whenever you want, and of course the longer you keep the item, the cheaper it is to buy. And I also wanted to give the option to customers themselves to rent out or sell their own items as well. So yeah, right now there is the shop here in Berlin, and there is also the website, and I ship within the European Union for the rental.
I can imagine as a newbie in this industry, there must be a lot of challenges at the very early stage. So looking back, what's the biggest challenge you have encountered?
I started in 2021, and the COVID was ending, kind of. So I started to look for a store. This is maybe the only positive point of COVID. I got this super nice location here in the Akische Höfe. It's like a touristic area in Berlin, very nice.
Yeah.
Also very central. But I didn't realize that actually COVID was not fully over. I was supposed to open in the end of November, beginning of December, I remember. And at the end I opened only in April the year after. So it was like a few months paying a rent without being able to run your business. So no help. So I was putting my saving in this. So it was like the first big challenge even before starting. But now the challenge that I'm facing is that I'm a solo founder. I struggle to do everything by myself in terms of logistics. When you bring flexibility to the customer, it means that it's going to be a nightmare for you to deal with it. And that's basically what I sell, flexibility. And I feel actually, even if now there is a turnover, my company is still in danger, kind of. I'm gonna hit a wall if I keep going like that, because I cannot do everything on my own.
Yeah.
And there is also this like financial issue as well. So it's like human resources and financial resources that are like a bit limited when you are a solo founder that is auto-financing, because like right now I'm also at this step that okay, there is turnover, but to hire it's also risky, and you also need to keep investing also like in your website to improve it always, in your inventory, in a lot of stuff. So now I have another challenge that is kind of good, but still you always have your company a bit kind of in danger. And I think for every business, even big ones, they have those steps like that.
I heard that you've invested your own savings to like rent this store at the very beginning. So is that the only capital?
I put all my savings in this business model, and now I don't have any saving. So I'm kind of bootstrapping since the beginning by auto-financing everything. I took a risk, and I want a return on this. That's not the thing that I would be super sad about if tomorrow I stop. Money is just money at the end of the day. Money comes in, money comes out. You can also lose money, I don't know, because of a fire and you didn't have the proper insurance or whatever. Like, that's not the issue. And I would actually be super grateful about the experience I got with this, building co-dressing. I have it since like 4 or 5 years more or less, and I feel I have the experience of someone that worked maybe 30 years in the same company, being at the same position. When you are a solo founder, that's kind of your case as well. You know that you have to do like everything on your own, especially at the beginning. Like you have to deal with accounting, with, in my case, preparing orders, dealing with customer service. My website is like a pre-built website, but I do everything like maintenance. So the website, you have to be an expert in social media, and so you shouldn't undervalue the experience that it's bringing on your resume afterwards. Like by building this business, it's a small business, but still I got the German TV that came twice in the shop. Co-dressing has been so broadcasted. Netflix contacted me to work with me. Like you're like, I'm so small, and like all those nice things are happening. It feels like super nice also for your self-esteem. Like you did it on your own. And especially in my case, being expat, being a French person here in Germany, being on the national TV. At the beginning when I started also, I didn't mention in the challenges, but I didn't really speak German. It's quite an achievement to 4 or 5 years later to be on TV and speaking German about your business. So yeah, like again, if you want to build a business, like just do it. If you fail, doesn't matter. Like just take the experience that you got out of this.
Yeah, I think that's also the most fascinating part of becoming an entrepreneur, because you never know what would happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if you just work in like a regular 9-to-5 place, maybe you would never experience all of this. And you've mentioned several times that you've been a solo entrepreneur from the beginning till now. There are lots of work that have to be done. So in general, how many hours you work each day?
Well, I would say my days start at around 9. So the shop is open from 10 to 7, and then I close it at 7. I stay at the shop most of the time until 9:30. Then I go home. I more or less eat at 10 p.m.
For dinner?
Yeah, for dinner. Yeah. And then I could work sometimes on my laptop in bed, because I want to have a kind of shift, replying to some emails or like doing some tasks that are a bit annoying to do at the shop when you have customers, until midnight. And Sunday afternoon I also work sometimes. If I have nothing planned, I work a bit again on my laptop at home. Yeah, it's a lot of time consuming, but on the other side I really love what I do. I don't feel that I'm working, like it's not like, oh, I have to do it. But of course I'm also aware that on the long term it's not sustainable as well. Now I need to, I think, start to look for a potential co-founder and look for like funds to be able to develop the business, because I have a vision. Like I really think that the website is great. We can ship a bit everywhere, but I also really believe in this like stores model, and I would like to have more stores in Europe as well, in other big cities, and like to develop this on my own. It's impossible. So for the sake of the company and myself, I will need to change this way of working. And actually, I want to say that also because, okay, I'm a solo founder. I took a lot of my friends in this boat with me. Like I have some friends that sometimes they're like, I actually have a bit of time this afternoon. If you want, I come into your shop. I know like you have some like barcodes to create, like tasks that are like just like annoying to do and not so complicated. And they're like, yeah, I can come like 3 hours if you want. Just give me a laptop, I will help. And actually, not a long time ago, like those last days, I was telling some of them that I start to even feel a bit uncomfortable because they're helping me a lot, and in return I'm not capable to give it back, kind of. 2 of them like told me like so first, you are convinced, you convinced us as well, so we believe in it like you do, and we just want you to succeed, and that's the best reward for us we can have as well.
Yeah, so you're not solo entrepreneur because you have so many friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have people around, and I think when you develop a business, like every entrepreneur would say that, like you need to have like a good circle around you. That's also what brings success.
You've mentioned that a lot of work you have to do on your own, and among all of this stuff, which one is your biggest responsibility and which one you don't enjoy it at all?
Yeah, what I don't enjoy at all, as I kind of said, it's like all this administration part, all those like, I don't know, insurance contract or like a contract for the
paperwork.
Yeah, like you have so many, like when you close something, I don't know, you are closing the topic about insurance, then I don't know, like your contract for your terminal for payments is ending, so you need to revise the condition. You finish that, then I don't know, it's like for the phone and internet, there is always something. So like this part, and like accounting as well, like to collect invoices, to close the balance sheet and so on. That's not the part I like the most, but I think like the majority of the entrepreneurs. The task I'm the most responsible for, I really focus on the customers, so the customers are my priority. like it can happen that sometimes, I don't know, I have meetings with partners. That could be a brand that wants to work with co-dressing. But when I see that there is an order for a customer to prepare or whatever, I always say, I'm sorry, the customers are my priority, so I cancel, we postpone or whatever.
And I remember last time when you gave a presentation in my university, and you said that at some point you thought about whether you should give up. So can you tell me why?
Mainly because of, and it's the only reason, the financial pressure that I have. I've never experienced so much pressure before that. Also, after I had a job, I was having a very decent salary, so financial pressure has never been an issue. Only when I started to work on co-dressing. And when you auto-finance, there is no like money aside somewhere like hidden that you can like use whatever happens. And I'm a bit in this situation, so if there is no turnover or like an invoice that I didn't expect that is like huge suddenly, then I'm like, how am I going to pay this? So this financial stress, sometimes I'm like, again, I won't kill myself at work, but I'm so passionate that I'm like, no, don't give up, there is traction and so on. But every day it's a question that I have in mind, like, should I give up? Because it's too hard, it's too much for one person. But then again, there is always something that happens every day that tells me, no, don't. Even yesterday evening, I was like, I'm so tired and I would like just to have a bit of holidays. And then I woke up this morning, there was like an order that came from Australia, and I was like, Australia? So yeah, there is always something that is like telling me like, it's right, you have to keep going, keep up, just change your way of working. Like, you cannot keep going like that, you will hit a wall. But because otherwise maybe the business would die, and that would be sad, because it's not because there is no potential, it's just that my resources are limited. And it's a kind of business model where it's very hard to auto-finance. Like, when you are like, I don't know, a consultant and you are just selling your expertise and you don't have any like big fixed costs, it's easier to be a sustainable business, like economically wise, I mean. It's harder with a business like co-dressing, where you have a lot of logistics, where you have a lot of costs, where to do everything on your own auto-financing is kind of impossible. I mean, a lot of people, clients, or I had an interview with a potential intern this week as well. They are like, but when we look at your website, it looks like there are at least 10 people behind. Like, it doesn't look like you are alone. Like, what do you mean by alone? Like, you have freelancer, you have something. And no, I am alone. Like, it would make me sad to stop, because I'm like, it would be so frustrating to see that I reach a so nice positioning that people are like thinking that there are 10 people behind. To stop would be very frustrating. So yeah, I just hope that 2026 is gonna be the year where I'm capable like to climb the stairs.
Yeah, I believe in you.
I believe in me too, otherwise it won't work.
From today's interview, I can hear that there are a lot of opportunities out there, and it just maybe need one push.
Exactly.
Then everything would like to the next level.
Finger crossed.
And the last question is, do you have any words that you can give for the future female solo entrepreneur who also want to start their own business in Europe or in Germany?
I mean, if they want to build a business, they should do it, especially if they are young. Without children, because it might be harder afterwards. To be honest, right now, if I would have a child, it would be much more complicated, because like this financial stress, I can handle it for myself. It's totally fine for me to eat potatoes for a week if I have to. Like, who cares? But when you have a child, or it's another story. Like, it's a bit harder. And yeah, if you have a passion, just follow it, because it's so grateful to be able to live out of your business. You are gonna do a lot of mistakes for sure, but you will learn much more from your mistakes than from your successes. That's what every entrepreneur says, I know, but it is fucking true.